This is going to be your last day to farm Solstice Tier 5 armor, so let me keep this short and sweet and get to the point with the video, etc. The best farm for Solstice gear, at least on a solo basis, is Solo Ops, and the featured Solo Ops Lost Sector is Creation. This is the most relaxed farm in the game. The reason being is because Creation does not suffer from different ad spawns. The objectives are bugged in Creation. There's only one objective, and that's combatants defeated. So you don't need to run around for extra objectives. It's a very relaxed farm. You can do this in 4.5 minutes. Some people do it 3.5 minutes, etc., etc. It's a very good farm. It's the final day, so yeah. My card. Let's get this right. So I'm running A grade cards. Now it's a B plus card, but it's not a B plus card. It's an A grade card because I know that I'm going to beat this score threshold. How do I know that? Well, I know that because of how the card's set up. If you look at this here, 3.5 bars. As long as I've got 3.5 bars, I will get A grade scoring. Now it could be B plus and I would still get the Solstice drop. But I'm aware there's OCD going around with the B plus and the A grade card in. Look, just run a high-end B plus card, right? What's the mods I had on today? Well, I am in the 440, so I need a high card. I'm running a 450 card in actual fact. The red mods are Difficult Void Threat, Hot Step, Air Superiority, and Vex Shocker. Just to get the card up, because all these mods don't really matter too much. And they don't impact the farm in any slight way at all. Let's say we run a famine mod, right? Well, that's a hindrance to the run match game, a hindrance to the run blasts, a hindrance to the run. Do you get the theme what I'm going with here? Pick mods that are easy for you. Difficult Void Threat's fine. We can spec for that. Solar Hunger is on, and Arc Hunger. So if you want to run a Solar or an Arc Hunger build, you can absolutely do that, right? I just didn't use that in this, but you've seen me use this countless times over the Portal's history, right? And I ran no green buffs. I got Fired Up on and Radiant Joy. Fired Up gives you infinite heavy ammo. No matter what heavy you're using, you'll get infinite heavy ammo. Alright? That's the card setup. I've kept it brief. Yes, those are the things. One last thing, people who are 400 power, you need to crank your card up. My card won't match yours. The advice for 400 power Guardians, those are the ones that suffer. Make sure your combatant power is at least 420 and put on a no starting ammo mod and just crank that card up a little bit. Creation is very relaxed. You can solo this 30 levels under no problem. You could make a 430 card, and if you're 400 power, this is no problem. It's not like a GM. Remember, the power level and curve has changed. They have reworked it. The old minus 25, the old minus 30 from last season is gone. That has now doubled. It's different. The old GMs start at minus 50. That's where the old GM's level starts, where you feel it. So don't worry about being 30 levels under. The ads are not that much of a problem, 30 levels under. That only applies to 400 power Guardians. For the rest of us, we're alright, aren't we? We're getting a buy. Alright, so my farm build, let's run through this quickly. Silk Strike, Marksman's Dodge, Freddy'd Spike, Grapple, Freddy'd Spectre, Ascension, Fragments of Facet of Ruin, Protection, Hope, Dawn, Purpose, Pen that we give to Conviction, just because I've got a build for it at the minute. Double Void Resist on the chest plate, there'll be a dim link anyways. Weapons, Retrograde is S plus for Creation. Any solar primary that you want to enjoy. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and the illegal slammer. Yep, I've whipped out the illegal slammer just because, well, I've just whipped it out. I'm 450s, so I'm allowed to do this. But I recommend for everybody else, you don't use slammer, you use this. I mean, let's just have a look at this, right? Obviously, there's myths and everything. I've covered that. But let's just look at this card. 8985. Here we go. Boom. Slammer. Let's have a look. 966. 20k difference. But obviously, there's that myth regarding prime engram drops. I've already told you my information about that. But if your only goal Solstice, old gear will not affect the Solstice farm. So you're alright. I'm telling you today, you're alright to whip Slammer if your only goal is Solstice gear, which I would say that it probably is your only goal. If that's your only goal, whip on the Slammer and you're alright. If you're farming primes, well then, I would say run an Edge of Fate weapon. And Solar LMG does well in this, right? Just because it's infinite ammo. What else is there to cover? Here's my artifact mods. I do want to keep this brief because this video needs to go out right. I can't talk too much or too long about it. Finally, why you want tier 5 lustrous Solstice armor is because it's very powerful. Yeah, rapid solar final blows heal you. This doesn't just apply to solar builds. This is any solar final blows. You could take advantage of this on any build at all, even prismatic builds. Providing you've got a solar weapon on, this is going to proc. The lustrous armor is very powerful, and in actual fact, I actually think it's superior to Bushido ammo. Maybe that's a topic for another video, but I do think the lustrous armor is very powerful, and you should try and get a set on each character at the very minimum if you can. So creation is so important that you understand everything what's going on today with the farm. Run for a high B plus card. I'm running Gifted Conviction. Those are my stats. On with the run. Okay, so here's the valuable farm information. Like I said, if you have not farmed any creation at all, it's combatants defeated every single time you do this. You don't need to think about objective. The Vex Goblins come to you. You just need to cap this sync plate and then be done. Oh, we're doing some ghost technologies. Yeah, it doesn't work. I'm just trolling you. I'm just pulling your leg. It doesn't work. Look at the strat. Get heal clip, then pull out your ghost. No, but seriously though, you just want to keep killing these goblins for special ammo. You will launch with 9 ammo. Now there might be a special brick up top, like as in a extra crate, and there is. There's a green crate. I'm not going to pick it up, just in case you don't get it. I just need to establish with you, you need to farm 1 special brick at the start of this, or you should, to allow for enough ammo for the boss and the diamonds, because there's 11 diamonds and you launch with 9 ammo, so you want more than 11, and you want a little damage at the start of your damage against the final boss. That's your only goal right now, is brick. When you get to 80 to 90% progress, pop an ascension. Pop an ascension, run around on the plate, get your speed booster and get ready, because we're like a raging bull wanting to get off this plate immediately. Bungie, why'd you make us cap plates like this? Look, I'm a raging bull wanting to get off it. I've got my speed booster, I've got my stuff, I've got grapple on, ascension, and we can, you know, kind of speed it up with this. I'm going to do eager edges, and yep, we're going to do a little 360 under the laser there, a bit of James Bond stuff, and then just eager edge past the lasers, keep going, speed booster is still procced. Here we go with the Ascension grapple trick. That's why I'm using it. I like it. Now I'm going to whip out retrograde the entire time, and we're just going to roam through this area and just destroy each diamond. The retrograde will one-shot each. So you just take your route. Either diamonds on screen. Devise your own route. It doesn't really matter. Maybe have an Ascension halfway through to stop the snipers from attacking you because you're amplified and they're less likely to hit you, so you don't die on this little bit. You don't want to be dying on this bit. It hurts your farms, alright? Especially if you want to farm this for hours. Dying on runs and stuff isn't ideal. Right, we still got speed booster. Look at that. Still got speed booster. So we can speed up this little bit here. We just want to eager edge over these fanatics' heads. Just keep going. Like I say, if I ran a machine gun, between this and Slammer, the time will be very similar. The only difference is if a Slammer run, I can keep eager edging through corridors. That's the difference. Whereas if I have a machine gun on, I've got infinite machine gun ammo. So technically, the easier farm is to run with a machine gun on, although it's 20 seconds, 30 seconds slower. But I mean, over the course of an hour, you go toilet, you go and make a drink, you talk to your wife, your friends, your kids. You know, we can't just live. We're not machines, yeah? Just because one run's 4 minutes doesn't mean every run's going to be 4 minutes. Understand it? So I think it makes no odds if you do slammer runs or non-slammer runs. It really, in the end, because this is so easy, it really makes no difference. Honestly, it doesn't. Yeah, it's 30 seconds quicker. What can I tell you? Now we get right on the plate. Now it is RNG what champion you get. It's either barrier or overload. If it's barrier, well then you can use your retrograde. If it's overload, then obviously use SMG. But yeah, we've got our... Look at that damage already. Weak. Damn. Super weak. And now we're just capping the plate. We're basically done. Once that champ goes down, here we go. A bit of ghost technologies to speed up the cap plates. Nah, it's a myth. It doesn't exist, but just pulling your leg over it. But anyways, we're nearly done. Sync plate is capped. And we can use a super. That's what we just use. So any super you've got on, you can use any, to be honest. It wouldn't matter too much. I'm just using Silk Strike because I'm using Silk Strike. I could have used Golden Gun. Absolutely could have. But it doesn't matter either way. This will confirm I do get a tier 5 cloak, Solstice. So you will, and I get an A grade card. Because I ran a high B+. Look, you'll see the points. Watch that card go all the way from B to B to A. You'll see it. 449, whatever run. Yeah, the score goes right up. Look at that A grade. There you go. That was the Solar Solstice final farm. 24 hours left. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.